Says bro, say no to each scalp, say no to dandruff. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. This is Glenk's Naturals, and today I'll be talking about something very important that affects almost half of the world's population, just like H. pylori bacteria that affects almost half of the population. Dandruff affects almost half of the population. So, sis, bro, you are not the only one in this. So, you have to be confident and keep moving on. Yeah. Okay, so let's get right into this. So, dandruff is caused by a fungi known as malassezia. Okay, and this is malassezia is in almost everybody's scalp. So, dandruff is basically an itchy, flaky, scaly scalp that causes an inflammation or redness on the scalp. Basically, what happens is that um, new cells replace old cells approximately every month. But what happens in dandruff is there is a replacement of old cells by the new cells almost every 7 days. So you find out that when you wash your hair, when it's getting to 7 days, mostly 5 days, 6, 7 days, you start facing that itchiness. So today I'm just gonna talk about the causes of that. First and foremost, I told you that it's caused by fungi known as malassezia. And then let's take note, dandruff is not contagious, so you can't pass it from one person to another. It's mostly caused by an imbalance in the bacterial and then the fungal population on the scalp. So dandruff can affect the hair, that's the scalp, it can affect the eyebrow, it can also affect some parts of your nose. Okay, and then it can also be caused by the kind of food you eat, okay, and the macronutrients you get in some of the foods we eat. So with this, I would say that, for instance, I like being a bit realistic in everything I do. So for instance, you have lots of rats, and then you have lots of snakes. So the snakes will eat the rats. But when it comes to a point that the population of the rats reduce, and then there is so much snake, they would eat the rats, and then they would look for other means of food. Okay, so just like the vice versa. So what happens is that when there is more bacterial than fungi on the scalp, it causes an imbalance. So the imbalance can be if the population is about twice or 1.5 times of how it was before, then there is an imbalance, and then you start experiencing the itchy, flaky scalp. Okay, that we know as dandruff. So you are not in this alone, sis. You're not in this alone, bro. Okay, I've gone through it. There are times that we also notice that you can get dandruff now, and then with some time in your life, you would be free without experiencing anything like dandruff. And then it will come to a point in your life that it would come back again. So it's like any imbalance can cause that. So you're not in this alone, and you shouldn't shy away from people because you have dandruff. Okay. So what we have to know is that malassezia, just like any other organism, feeds on something to be able to populate, to be able to give birth. Let me say that in common, in in a natural way. So they feed on mostly lipids. So to me, I think adding any kind of oil, because that your scalp is dry and flaky, will not solve the problem, and that it might even make your issue worse. So it's very important we take note of this. So what do you think the solutions to this might be? Okay, so first and foremost, we have to be sure to keep this balance, okay, between this bacterial and fungi. And this imbalance, we have to first and foremost know what causes this imbalance. Okay, so sometimes this imbalance can be caused by the kind of shampoo or conditioner you use at a particular point in time. You might just go and then buy a shampoo, or might just go to the hair salon and use a particular shampoo, and then you feel that now my scalp is itchy, my scalp is scaly and flaky and all that. So you have to first and foremost, if you want to be able to reduce dandruff, you have to first and foremost check the kind of shampoo and conditioner you're using at that particular time that is causing that. You have to also prevent or reduce chronic antibiotic taking, because that most antibiotics target bacterials, or let me say antibiotics target bacterials. So if the population of their good bacterials and then their bad bacterials, I would say, just like the flora of the body, there are good bacteria and there are bad bacteria. So if, for instance, you have typhoid, you want to destroy the Salmonella typhi bacteria, but if you overtake the antibiotic, then it will come to a time that they will start destroying your good bacteria. So it's very important that we desist from taking too much of antibiotics, that in a way that it might even also cause antibiotic resistance. So we have to check on that too. And also it can also be caused by fluoride. Okay, fluoride is found in our water, and that can really destroy the hair and can also cause itchiness. So we have to be careful about the water we use too. That's why really with me, we have to just be careful. We don't just use anything like that. It's really a minor point though, but there's something we have to take into consideration too. And we have to also clean our brushes and then tools that we use to clean our hair, or that we use to brush our hair. It's very important we take note of that too. And also, we should reduce our sugar intake, because that most of these organisms also feed on sugar. Just like I think one of these doctors, Dr. Eric Berg, DC, said something about, I'm not a doctor, so Dr. Eric Berg said something about cancers feeding on sugar as their main source of fuel. So we have to be careful about our sugar intake. And what do you think the solutions may be? So first and foremost, there are some medicines that are synthetic and some that are not synthetic, that are natural, that prevent dandruff. Okay, I'm a naturalist, so really when it comes to these things, I prefer going the natural way. And if I don't really get it properly, then I would go for other method or other ways, because that natural methods normally, when they are done in the right way, has less side effects than synthetic medicines. So first and foremost, garlic. Okay, garlic is very good for dandruff. It's anti-inflammatory, antifungal. It has antifungal properties and all that. Garlic and onion. And also olive oil is also anti-inflammatory, and it has some acids in it that help prevent inflammation and dandruff. I also believe that we should use natural oils like palm oil, coconut oil, but most of these store-bought oils I don't really trust them. So it's good we use what we have naturally. And then what's the I think, yeah, I've forgotten one main thing too. There is also tea tree oil. Okay, it's antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory. It has these properties. So tea tree oil is also very good for dandruff. And with the synthetic medicines, we have zinc parathoxin, parathion. I think I've not mentioned the word right. Zinc parathion. Okay, and from some research that I made or that I did, I noticed that it has some temporary cure for dandruff, but it is also it has a temporary cause and then cure for dandruff, and it's also banned in Europe because of its toxicity to the body. So it's very important we take note of that too. And one thing I want us to do if you have dandruff, what you should do if you have dandruff, these are the solutions. But another thing you can also do is to avoid using gels and then spray and then skincare product or hair care product with most alcohol when you want to reduce or eradicate dandruff. So you have to take note of that. Gel sprays, hair sprays, and then skincare products with alcohol. You have to reduce that at the point of treatment when you are treating your dandruff. And what have I forgot? Okay, and I think it's also very, my ultimate point. It's also very important. We wash our hair. It's very important. As a black girl, as a white girl, it's very important. Or as a black boy, as a white boy, it's very important to wash your hair because that everybody's or everyone's sebum production is a bit different. So some people's scalp produces more sebum than others. So it's very important we wash our hair. If you can wash it weekly, some like with some people, if they don't wash their hair in a week, it will be a mess. So it's very important we wash our hair. Okay, as natural hair, naturalists. So it's very important we take note of all this. And then please comment, share, and subscribe.